WXRK New York.
The effects may come upon you suddenly and strike you full force.
Yes.
Hey, why is the water warm in just this one spot?
It's the Howard Stern Show.
I have to say, you have to stop blaming John. You have
Sweetheart.
to read the script.
Sweetheart,
Stay
out of this one.
All right.
All right, I like it.
You know, don't you understand? It's better for him to beat me up.
You know,
Right.
the script,
No,
the script.
you think I'm doing this as a
If
bit?
it's on the
I
page,
think that Howard, if you know, I mean, there's a lot of things that was in there for him to do. He's supposed to cry.
But he didn't do it, John.
All right, but I can't. I couldn't be there.
John. That means you didn't rehearse the bit with the people properly. You didn't take your actress and run her through it.
How come you
end
weren't
up being
there
the
to
goof.
supervise then, and then you could have called her out and said, no, you got to do more than
He had to go be home to take care of his wife.
No, I couldn't be there because it was a 12 o'clock audition for Grillo. I had to stay here, and it would look really weird me leaving early.
Well, all I know is you wasted a lot of people's time.
I don't think so.
It's not funny. It's just not funny, John. John, I'm being dead. You know what? I know honesty sucks sometimes. I'm telling you.
This is not funny. Fine.
There isn't one person who thinks it's funny.
Were
I'll
you
take random
laughing?
phone
Was John
calls.
laughing? He didn't laugh.
I never heard it.
But were you listening? You were listening just now. You didn't laugh.
Yes, I did.
John, you mean you never even listened to it?
Doug pulled it off from me last night.
You're on the air.
Yeah, I like to say that John is the biggest moron alive, and his air shift sucked on Saturday.
Oh, please.
Oh, but did he do Oh, yeah, I heard about that. What'd you do, an air shift? They gave you an air shift?
Yeah, you saw another long story.
I heard that was bad, too.
Wait a minute. This was this past Saturday?
It's the last 2 Saturdays.
Was it really bad?
Every Saturday. No.
Grillo was bad.
I kind of dug it. I'm sorry.
You did?
It's not bad at all.
It was John being John, and I thought it was kind of cool and casual.
It's Green Day, man.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't even play Green Day on Saturday.
We have to pull some of that. I didn't know he was doing an air show.
Please, I think I've had enough John on the air today.
Not today, necessarily.
You're on the air.
You know, Howard, this is just John being all insecure. He doesn't want to involve anyone else. He just wants to
it's John thinking that he is a funny guy.
No, it's John just trying to, because listen, Grillo called Gary that night. Gary would have known. Gary would have, I wanted, because I knew Grillo would, start calling people, and I wanted everyone.
All right, very good. Okay.
No.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Come on, John. If you involved other people, it would have been funny, maybe.
But he can't do that.
You had a great idea.
Sir, Howard,
I mean, does anybody think it was funny?
Howard, I wouldn't involve anyone because I wanted it to be a surprise anyway. You know what I mean? I wanted it to be like...
All right, well, we have a big surprise. I just did a half hour of the worst radio of my life.
Oh, please.
He's a solo artist.
Well, you're a genius, Howard. At least you made it funny.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, I had to do something. I had to come clean and say this isn't working. What am I going to do? I said, I let this guy go off, and I forget. It's amateur hour. I start to think these guys know something.
Yeah.
It reminds me of last week when Gary came in and said, I have the greatest phone call ever.
Yeah.
And then we listened to him and we were like, what is he talking about?
Well, it's like when Gary writes me a note, but Gary knows to check with me.
Yeah.
Gary wrote me a note. He goes, boss, I got a girl in a kayak who wants to call in, and she's going to call on her cell phone, and we could talk to her about breast cancer.
Yeah.
Hey, Howard?
Interested?
Otherwise, we could wind up on the phone with the girl in the kayak.
And then Jackie just writes Gary back a note, saving me a lot of precious time, and says, listen, you moron, I'm going to go take a dump, which is more important than sitting and even acknowledging you.
Hey, Howard?
Yeah.
But I've done a lot of good practical jokes that you have liked.
Like what?
Like Gary's phony phone call with the stockbroker.
Yeah.
You like that? Everyone thought that was great.
See, John, you can only go so far. You just expel all your energy on the idea.
Right. You came up with a good idea. Sometimes John comes up with good ideas.
He has ideas.
But, John, your execution is bad.
I just,
John.
What?
It's not funny. You went through 5 days of work on this. You went through an elaborate setup, and you got nothing out of it.
What's funny is John went through all this trouble.
Mind you guys, Grillo thought 95% of it was a goof.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
So what you ended up doing, convincing him it was real, but not making it funny.
No, it was trying to find an
I'd
equilibrium.
rather you blow it and make it funny
It was trying to find an equal ground.
I see.
That was,
Well, you didn't find
funny
it.
and real.
Admit you didn't find it. It's not.
I thought it was funny.
Heinziger, is this funny?
Well, not to jump on, but I did have a brief conversation with John, and I said to him, I don't really get it. I don't see what the payoff is.
Right.
But also to represent Ian technically, I mean, Howard's right in a way. I mean, normally we have a lot of time, and we go through all the scenarios, how to do it right technically, and this was really rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, only because Grillo was on Friday. He could only do the audition on Tuesday or Wednesday because he had the movie shoot.
Yeah, but Scott,
I mean,
first of all, you've done this long enough. Put some microphones in the room that work.
I mean, you're right, but
I'm
again,
hearing echo all over the place.
It was really rushed, and
I'd rather have one. Listen to me. I'd rather have one funny second than 10 boring minutes.
There's plenty of funny seconds on there.
Really?
Wait,
Okay, I'm going
Howard.
to play it again. And
Play
you tell
Grillo
me.
singing. That's
Okay, I'll play it again.
All right.
That was a chuckle.
A chuckle was nothing. The guy sang fine. What did he do that was so embarrassing? I got to take a break for spots. Then we're going to listen to this.
No,
tape.
yeah, I don't care.
One point I
I don't
have
care.
to
You know what?
Good.
Throw it
I don't
out.
care either.
Throw it out.
It's horrible work.
It's fine.
One point I have
I just
to
can't
make
believe you
here.
think this is good.
I think it's okay.
Why don't you admit it sucks?
I'm not going to admit it sucks.
You think this is good?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay.
Howard, just
That,
for...
I have less respect for you now than I did before.
Howard, you were laughing at it.
I swear to God right
He
now.
was working
I
it.
was working a laugh. Play the tape back of me laughing. I'm working a fake laugh because I'm going halfway through this. I'm going, hey, I just sold this to my audience as being a great scam.
All right.
And now
We're all sitting here wondering what to do with it.
Where's it going to go? And then I'm going halfway through. I said, I better just admit to the audience that this didn't work.
Yeah, because we keep going and the big laughs aren't coming.
I said, I'm not about sitting and faking, hysteria over something that is. This isn't bloopers, bleeps, and blunders where they laugh at anything.
But one point I'd like to make.
And I put my ass on the line, too, because I set up Gorilla, and I'm yelling at him, how could you leave the movie?
Yeah, the disloyalty thing.
Disloyalty thing. And he was like, hey, I just did a regular audition. And he's right. He did. He did nothing wrong. He did nothing to embarrass
You
himself.
see, he's not embarrassed. He's not upset. He's not anything.
What's
Great
embarrassing?
stuff.
It's
Yeah.
great.
He might
So
get a
great.
part out of this.
You might get a part. You were pretty good. Yeah. John wrote a script that not only wasn't funny, it was nothing. What do you go half a fag?
No, that wasn't like the humor of it.
What is the humor of it? Explain it to me.
I wanted him yelling, him crying, him singing, him.
Well, where is any of this?
Howard, I
He's
wasn't.
not crying. He's not quacking. He sang for 2 seconds,
In the script, he's supposed to be crying.
Howard?
It says it in the
And
script.
so he's yelling, "Daddy!"
and he yelled, "Daddy."
That probably wouldn't have even been that funny if he cried.
Oh,
No.
No, I mean, so he cries.
Yeah, get him to shave his ass.
Yeah, that's funny.
Get him to dance in a G-string, like the guy said.
Yeah,
That would be
anything.
great.
Get him to roll around on the
never
floor
danced. This is
with
what
a
I mean.
rubber doll.
He would have never have danced in a G.
You don't know how to do it.
He would have done anything.
He doesn't get what
John
practical
doesn't
joke is.
understand that what you do is trying to get him into a situation where he does something spontaneously to embarrass himself. If you're saying stand on your hands,
Let him
and he
kiss
stands
another
on your
man.
hands,
Let him kiss another actor.
In the script, he was supposed to take off his shirt. He didn't even do that.
Yeah, so
Oh,
then
that's
you
embarrassing.
tell him taking off his shirt. You guys got a great build. What is he going to be embarrassed by that?
I don't know why he didn't do it.
I would have been glad to. Bit, taking his shirt.
He would have been proud to take his shirt off.
Excuse me. What is embarrassing when you have a
About Gorilla
great
taking
when you
off
have a
his
great physique taking your shirt off? What is embarrassing about
I'm
that?
I'm giving you an example of the things that he wouldn't do.
That would be embarrassing if John took
Wasn't
his
that he
shirt
wouldn't do it? You
That's
got
very
to
fun.
tell the guy take your shirt off.
John still doesn't get it.
No.
No, listen.
And the other thing you don't get is that Fred, Jackie, both professionals, Howard, a genius, still run things by each other. They don't trust their own judgment.
John's too
Sometimes they-
insecure to do that.
Robin, just to correct that statement, I trust my judgment. It's Jackie and Fred. I don't.
You're placating them by running things by
I've done a lot of practical jokes, Dave, and most of them have worked. So, it's just my thing. I do it.
When you do stuff on your own, sometimes it might casually work. It's never killer.
Howard, you've liked a lot.
Oh, come on.
I stole the Gary puppet.
I know.
And who
that-
made it funny?
Yeah, me. You didn't do anything with it.
Oh my God! I only totally convinced Gary. I knew nothing about it.
You're good to go do stuff. You're not funny.
You're good at wrapping your mouth around Howard's questions.
Right. You know when you're funny? When we write you questions, you ask them.
First of all, I've written some questions that you've liked too. So,
Right.
So,
That's right.
Put that on the record.
Do you run them by me? Do you run them by?
Yeah, I run them by.
And do I cancel out some of them and keep some of them?
Yeah, and a lot of them.
You
keep.
are Jerry Mahoney.
A lot
you know
of
what
them
Jerry
you
Mahoney
keep.
is? Do you know what Jerry Mahoney is?
What?
What is Jerry Mahoney? Do you know who he
It's
is?
a puppet.
It's a puppet.
But puppets don't.
That's you.
Howard,
What is it, Doug?
I hate to do this, John. He probably won't talk to me for a year after this. But right after when we went through this, what we're going to do, I said to him, and Einziger said, don't you think you should run it by Jackie and Fred? And John didn't.
Well,
Yeah,
let me
I
tell you
didn't- no,
something.
no, I'll tell you why.
Gary came in with the tape, and I said, Gary, so is it great? He goes, well, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Potential was
Yeah, and then I saw, because Gary usually raves about everything, and I went, what am I playing here? And I said, how bad can it be? They scammed Gorilla.
Right.
Yeah, well,
And I'm listening to
only
it.
because I wanted it to be a surprise. It was like a surprise.
Well, we are surprised.
You surprised me, all right.
Well, I thought it would be. I thought
You
it'd be a
did
good
great.
surprise.
You did great.
Surprised himself.
Yeah. What is that?
I don't know why you people won't admit that you laughed as soon as you just...
Of course I did. I'm trying to sell it to my audience.
Robin, you laughed.
Honey, I'm a lot better actress than you.
We were laughing at the premise. I was waiting for something to laugh at on the tape.
And I got to admit, I laughed when he said Josie, because I'm just sitting there going,
Well, you said
I gotta I'm going.
Yeah, I mean, we're telling the truth.
So
Like,
full of
it's really not
anticipation.
there on the tape. It's not there on the
I
There's
think
nothing,
you're coming down hard.
sweetie.
It
There's
was
nothing
very
funny. I know.
My dear, you
Honey.
thought it was too tough on Gorilla. That's why you didn't get the
Honey.
performance, okay?
I would have saw him sweat.
Honey, let me tell you something.
Hey, Howard,
Excuse me. Let me say something to you. I struggled long and hard to get where I am. Take a look at my face. You don't win people on beauty contests with this face.
Right.
I've struggled long and hard to get where I am. The only reason I've gotten to where I am is everything I put on the air, I believe in 100%.
Right.
I bust my balls. I'll bust my balls, do something, and throw it out if it sucks. Because I'm not going to rip my audience off.
Hey, Howard, you know what I was laughing at was this chick's
So,
voice.
I got to tell you something.
Come on.
I got to tell you something. You're a sweet girl, don't get me wrong. But this is a bit
And you don't understand what we do here.
that is not professionally done. Not by you. Had nothing to do with you.
Right.
It is not professionally done. It is not a funny bit. It's college radio at best.
Even if it was funny, we can't hear it.
Yeah.
Well, that you can't blame me for.
All I know is if I'm involved, you'll hear it.
I asked
Gary if it was funny, and he goes, no.
I asked Doug if it's going to be audible, everything's going to be fine. He said everything will be fine.
Well, that's E.
But that's not me.
E has to be also checked. You understand?
Yeah. I know, but, I mean,
Everyone has to be checked as far as I'm concerned. When I go to the trouble of lining a guy up for 5 days, I make sure
What
everybody's
about a
in
dry
line.
run?
Of course. Do a dry run.
I say he fell.
You say what?
He fell for it. It went down.
He fell for what? What did he fall for? There's nothing funny.
He went to an audition.
He went to audition. There's nothing funny about it. Yeah, he fell for it, but why not? Why wouldn't he fall for it? He didn't have to do anything embarrassing. People audition for my movie did 10 times
Howard,
worse
can I just
things.
say one thing? In the back of Grill's mind, Grillo, you could attest to this, he thought it was a scam. So, if you
Yeah.
started doing too many goofy things,
So then why bother doing it?
Well, I tried to keep it out of,
All right, thank you.
equal,
He had him convinced that it was real.
Yeah, please.
And then he didn't do anything with it.
Please.
But even if I would have...
All right, listen.
John Gladden has some-
Ladies and gentlemen of my audience of 50 million people.
I'll
Excuse me,
apologize.
I want to apologize. It's
I'll
my
apologize.
fault for putting this on without
I'll
listening to it.
apologize. Sorry,
I want
everybody.
to say no. I'm going to turn off your microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, 9 times out of 10, I try to hit a home run for you. What happened here today was, last night I was in the middle of a phone call. John called me, got me completely revved up about this bit. And I really should have listened to it beforehand. I didn't. I thought it was such a great idea
That it couldn't go wrong.
That it couldn't go wrong. And what has ended up happening is I turned my microphones over for 3 minutes to John. And it was the worst 3 minutes of my life. And I apologize to my audience. I've never been forced to apologize for anything I put on the air, but that I apologize for.
I am sorry.
I am sorry.
I'm sorry.
I have apologized for the first time.
That's okay, Howard.
Yeah,
I
never.
Show history.
There's a sad day in show history. John forced me to apologize.
Sad day in show history.
That's right. Hey, John, I got a good idea. Would you do a scam for me?
Okay.
Just do this one. Redeem yourself.
You know what?
I want you to cut somebody's lawn. And then tell them that you're not really a landscaper.
That's good.
Okay?
Howard, you know what?
Okay.
You know what?
But fool them.
At the very,
thank you.
At the very least,
All right.
it shows initiative. It shows, doing something, for the
you
show.
Can leave, yeah, you did something for the show all wrong.
No, it's just, it's
Fine, thank you. Admit when you're not
pull the
funny.
motivation right out.
Admit when you're not funny.
I don't think it's not funny.
No. Motivation is good, properly channeled.
John, if you were a good guy, you just admit it.
You should have checked with professional writers, John.
What does that say?
It says failure. Wear that on your head.
Okay.
It would be better if you just admitted it.
Put a dunce cap on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should sit him in the corner.
That would be even funnier.
Sit him in the corner all day with a
Right.
camp.
Thank you, sir. All right, Bill will get the final word. Bill, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering why he didn't just take it and then tell him that he was going to redo it.
Well, yeah, see, we could have done that,
Yeah,
but
he could have
those
said,
guys
hey,
told me it was good.
call him back for a second audition.
All right, I asked Doug, was it funny? Doug said it's funny. I said,
Oh, Doug is now Johnny Carson?
Doug
you
said-
think Doug knows what's funny? Look at Doug.
Doug said Einziger thought it was funny, so I assumed that it was funny.
Einziger thought that was funny?
Yeah, so then, because
Can't
they said
believe
that, then
Einziger knows funny.
else I could have called Grillo back for a second audition.
You should have shown it to Robin Rodzinski. Maybe she's the only one back there with any sense.
Yeah.
Einziger, you thought that was funny?
No, I didn't.
I'm losing faith in you.
As I said before, when John originally told me the idea,
Doug told me after you saw it, you thought it was funny.
I didn't say it was funny.
That's what Doug said.
I said there's no structure to it. There's no narrative structure to it. There's no setup. You should have had Grillo do some improv.
Something.
There was nothing.
All right. Well, Doug told me that you thought that it was funny. Doug said that you were laughing.
Oh, you should have heard John on the phone to me last night. The scam of the century.
Oh, I wish you would tape that. That might have been funny.
Oh, I got caught up in the whole thing. I said, boy, this kid's great. And kind of in the back of my mind said,
had his rave, and then we could play this piece of crap and say, what are you talking about?
I know. And then in the back of my mind, I said to myself, wait a second. You know, why is this kid going off and doing this on his own? Why doesn't he come to me? But all right, hey, I hit a home run. What do I care?
I always do these jokes on my own.
I don't do them on your own anymore. Could you at least go to Jackie and Fred?
All of them aren't going to work. To your.
He only wants to prove to me he can do it on his own.
Well, that's it.
I would have been more impressed if he came to me with a good idea.
I don't like telling anybody.
A virtuoso.
Yeah, virtuoso. All right, listen. Thank you. You're fine, man. You don't know what I'm talking about. This is not to do with your.
You did what your director told you.
You did what your director told you. You're a fine actress. I got the problem with this gentleman over here, Stuttering John.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Sharon.
Ishkak Melendez. Solo artist.
Absolutely. Solo artist extraordinaire.
Ishkak.
Yeah, play it again, see if you hate it.
All right, I will. I'll take a break and play it again.
It's Rachmaninoff.
Yeah, the Rachmaninoff of stutterers.
Yeah.
Gorilla, thank you.
No problem.
All right. No problem whatsoever. Nothing.
Well, anyway, I apologize, but
apologize. He's thanking you.
Yeah, actually, Grillo, I'm the one who gets the bad end of it, so you win. Thank you.
You didn't embarrass him at all.
Here's Danny with the final word. Go ahead, Danny.
Hi, Howard.
Yeah, final word. Go ahead.
I was so excited waiting for the big punchline, and it never came.
Yeah, of course. And I'm sitting there. I got to admit, halfway through, I'm laughing because I'm desperate. I'm trying to sell it to my audience. I said, what am I trying to sell this to the audience? This is another one of John's dumb moves.
In the middle of it, you're like, hey, what is this? He's reading a script, and then they say, no, wait a minute, he's going to start any second now.
Yeah.
So you keep going, and nothing ever
And they
happens.
start him over again, and nothing happens.
They're all trying to be stars.
Right. Thank you.
Take care, Howard.
This is terrible.
Horrible bit.
You got it.
I give it a D.
Hey, at least I passed.
A for effort, D for execution.
He got an F for execution, but it averages out to a D.
Yeah, all right.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay.
There, you passed. All right. Thank all of you for a great job.
Thank you, Sharon. You did a great job.
Sharon was fine. I have no problem.
It was great.
Sharon is very nice. I like Sharon.
Sharon, who are the other guys who were...
Bill Yoder.
Oh, you're going to give people plugs now?
I want to thank them.
No.
All right.
I don't think... Sharon is the only one who gets a plug.
Fine.
Sharon, we can find you in Tony and Tina's?
Actually, Tribeca Lab downtown.
I see. Well, let me say something. You're fine. You did a very good job. No problem with you.
You have to see the
I know. You feel bad for John, but don't worry about it.
No, I mean, I thought it was very, very
The joke was on me. Not on Gorilla. On me. Okay, thank you.
We got scammed.
Okay, great.
The audience was scammed.
All right. We'll take a break. And then we'll, you want me to hear it again? And I'm going to hear, I want to hear your tape again.
No, because you're not going into, with an open mind. It's
Why don't you go back to doing what you do best, which is ordering breakfast?
Ordering breakfast.
All right?
No, I already did that one.
You're a great waiter. All right, thank you. We'll take a break, and we'll come back after this.
You are listening to The Howard Stern Show.